Hey guys, this is Padraic from Transformation Training and Fitness. And I'd like to introduce everybody, at least from our gym, to Josh Beck. And he owns Appalachian Running Company, which is actually our neighbor next door here at 290 East Pomfret Street. And actually, since we moved over here, I've personally done a whole lot more running than I've done in a long time. And it's been awesome. And I was just, with Josh being over there and the guys over at Appalachian Running Company and the gals as well, they're such a great resource for the running we do, the running that I do, and the running that anybody would do. So anyway, this is Josh. Hey Josh,
nice to meet
how you doing?
Good.
Nice to meet you. So why don't you give some people a little bit of background on how you got started in running? I know we've talked before, and you played sports in high school. You're local, right?
Yep, I'm a Big Spring grad, and always really into exercise, whether it was running or cycling or going to the gym. Just have a real passion for that, and through high school and college, I got into some cycling as well, and currently still try to compete at a pretty good level, but most of my time is spent next door at the running store,
right,
and running a little bit and enjoying Carlisle.
That's my question, is like, how do you, because I know that, every sport has a certain kind of personality. I know that endurance athletes are, to me, a different breed. It's like, how did you know that that's what you wanted to do versus, I know you went to college early on to play soccer, but then you just eventually wanted to just ride your bike?
I don't know. I think everybody's wired a little bit differently. Certainly when you see me doing one of these classes in here, I'm not the fastest person in the world. So I just have a body type or more of a bent towards doing something that's longer and slower.
You think like it's a mentality? I just feel like to be able to run a marathon or do a triathlon, it's so mental. It's so,
yeah.
I mean, it's very physical, obviously, but it's like
insane.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, there's a mental component, but everybody has a sweet spot, like whether it's with exercise or a career that they're finding or things that they like. And so there's two different kinds of people, but for me, I'm definitely more wired towards the longer endurance stuff. But coming over here and adding in all that strengthening and trying to get what little bit of fast twitch muscle I have to work is it's working on a weakness for me, which is really important.
Yeah, how has that been? What have you gotten out of mostly? I mean, you've been working out here for a couple months now, a couple times a week. Well, yeah, you're bursting through that hoodie. This is ridiculous. You're going to have to get a larger size. But what have you mostly gained from it? Or when you come in to work out, obviously if you go for an hour and a half run, it's different things are going through your brain as when you come in here and work out for 35 minutes, 40 minutes.
This for me, like, really fills in the gaps because with a business and a family, it's not like I have oodles of extra time. But for me, it's much more comfortable to go run for an hour than it is to work on some of this stuff. But this class sneaks up on you and it works all those other things that you've probably neglected.
Right.
And so much of my activity is linear. It's in a straight line, whether it's biking or running. So anytime I'm asked now to do some stuff this side, it's good because it just brings in the other muscles that I've been neglecting for thousands of miles.
I wanted to talk to you too about, it's coming up on winter now. It's not officially winter, but obviously it's cold and it's starting to snow. What are you doing? What do you do personally in the winter as far as training? Do you train outside? Obviously, like you said, you work out here now, but do you still bike? Do you still run outside?
There was a time in my life that I would ride no matter what outdoors. Back when Kirk and I used to work together. I go outside as much as I can because the best workout to me is outside. I'd rather get fresh air and enjoy that. I'm also a little bit more motivated where if I were to run on the treadmill, I might, cut it short a couple minutes or something like that. So that's just my own 2 cents with that. But this is the most cross training I've done in a long time, and it feels really good, and it's also humbling in the same breath because the workouts in here, you make them as hard as you want to. And
right, exactly.
I've certainly made it hard on myself. So
awesome. So as far as along the lines of running during the winter, do you have any recommendations for people who still want to continue to train? I mean, there are not quite as many runs, there are not quite as many half marathons or 5Ks during the winter. I mean, they do exist. But if somebody's preparing for say, like for me, for instance, I want to start preparing for runs in April and May, maybe longer runs, maybe half marathons, maybe even a full. What do you think people can do in the winter time to kind of prepare for that and keep busy and keep, I guess some people would call it maintaining?
You got to be consistent, so you don't want to take big chunks of time off. Coming up on the New Year's, everybody's like setting their resolutions and trying to create these goals for themselves, but it's really like accumulation of run after run and workout after workout that gets you to the spring in shape and ready to go. Sometimes things just click for people where they are more motivated at certain times, than others. I go through that same thing, where I go through
ups and downs.
real hot streak of really motivated, and other times it seems like work. But especially, with the facility that we have here, there's not an excuse to get to the spring and not be in somewhat of good shape. And then when the weather's nicer, it's that much easier to fine-tune your training.
Sure.
And actually, and you know what? You'd be missing out if you weren't running in the cold weather.
I know. I like it a lot. I just kind of pack up, layer up. My theory is that if I layer up on my chest, everything else will take care of itself. So you know what I'm saying? So except my hands. Oh, my hands get cold.
Your hands warm.
With that in mind, we've got a program actually. We're going to collaborate, Josh and I, and people at TTF. We're going to collaborate on a program. Now, this time through, it's going to be for young athletes, 12 to 18. We're calling it Race Ready, and hopefully in the long run, we'll be able to kind of do more programs for people at different levels, different ages, all ages, whether you want to prepare for a 5K, whether you want to prepare for a full marathon, whatever it might be. So let's talk about that. That's going to happen. We're starting on January 5th, which is a Monday. How it's going to be built is that we're going to have the kids do 2 sessions a week in here in the gym at TTF, circuit style, just like we've always done. They're going to be for an hour. They're going to be pretty intense. And like you said, for most of these kids, it's going to be brand new. It's something that we've never done before. So what else? We're going to do runs with you sometime during the week?
We're going to do a little bit of everything. The whole premise is that that age group, there's a lot of motivated kids to do track, but track doesn't officially start till March. Not every school has an indoor track program.
Exactly.
So this is a way for kids to be consistent, get in shape, work on some of their weaknesses. Running will be a component of it, but we're trying to build the framework so that once they get to outdoor track, they don't get injured, number one.
Exactly, yeah.
Number two, that they're already in shape for their coaches. And number three, so that they're plenty strong so that they have the best season that they've ever had. So
exactly, yeah. I think it's exciting for me personally because I've worked with a lot of runners actually, surprisingly, in training kids, which I've done now for a couple of years, and they're super motivated. It's amazing to see because, again, that mentality that just go. So it's not an effort to get them to do the work.
Right.
In fact, some of the long distance runners, and I found like soccer players, it's hard to get them tired. Yeah. If that's your goal. So yeah, what I love about it is that we might be able to expose some younger athletes to different movements, like you said, that they are not used to, get them good and strong from the inside out, like that good kind of inner strength, so that they'll absolutely improve their running. So that's the goal. My goal as a trainer is to, train you in the gym so that you're better at what you do. Yeah. It's not about the training specifically.
They're going to be a really well-rounded athlete, number one. But the truth is, for a high school runner in track, the longest event on the track is 2 miles.
Okay.
So they need to run, but they have to be careful that they don't run so much that is detrimental to their progress. So
absolutely.
Certainly, my thought is if we do this twice a week, then that's like the icing on the cake that fills in the gaps in
absolutely.
our training.
Yeah.
And we have some really talented kids that work at the store and come here for classes, and it's always nice to have state champions and stuff here, but it's the kids that just want to be better athletes and set some new personal records. That's what we're going to go for.
Yeah, and I know that with all the kids that I've worked with, when they start seeing that progress and they see it quickly, they're young, and they see it really quickly within a month. It gets them excited and gets them motivated to keep coming back, and that's what it's all about. It's about that consistency that you talked about, not only when you're running, but also here in the gym. And I just think too, with any kids, for me, it's like if you're going to go off to college, if you're going to work out, you're going to be in a college running program, and it gets intense, at some point you're going to have to learn how to do strength stuff. You're going to have to learn how to squat well, potentially deadlift, do all different kinds of things. So my goal is for the kids that come in here for our Race Ready program is to get them prepared that when they go into the gym in college that they're not lost, that they absolutely know exactly what they're going on, if they're asked to do squats, if they're asked to do a quality push-up or a quality pull-up, that they know exactly what they're doing. So we're really excited about that. Again, that's going to start on January 5th. And
Mondays and Wednesdays.
Mondays and Wednesdays, right. The Mondays and Wednesdays will be the 2 days in the gym. And we're also going to try to get everybody in, or at least the people that have signed up. There are limited spots. I think we had 25 kids. They're going quickly, so if you're watching this, get in while you can. Give us a call, and we're going to try to set up a workout for everybody to come in and just see exactly what we do here in the gym at TTF. So it'll be some kind of an hour-long program, just like any other workout that you would get when you come in and sign up for the Race Ready program. So again, thanks, Josh. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for talking to us. And we'll see everybody soon.